Greetings, it's Iain from RTO here. Welcome to Marathon Wednesday, and this week it's part 2 of the Robin Trower Band that we started last week. So I'll just quickly run through up to where we got to. So at number 27 we had Someday Blues, at 26 we had Union State of Mind, number 25 was Passion, number 24 was Beyond the Mist, 23, Take What You Need. At 22, we had In Line of Fire. At 21, Something's About to Change. Number 20, we had The Playful Heart. Number 19, In City Dreams. At number 18, Another Day Blues. 17, we had What Lies Beneath. At number 16, we had Roots and Branches. Number 15 we had Where Are You Going To, and the last one we did last week was number 14, No More Words to Conquer. So that's as far as we go. Today we're going to go from number 13 right up to number 1. So here we go. Coming in at number 13, this is from 2019 and the album's called Coming Closer to the Day. Now the only people playing on here are Robin Trower, who does guitar, bass and vocals, and drummer Chris Taggart. So the first track on this one is called Diving Bell. It's got a fantastic bass line from Robin. You know, solid track. You know, he's done the guitar and the thing. Some great drumming from Chris as well. Excellent track. Up next is Truth or Lies. Great drumming here from Chris. Robin's bass line is really good. Then he put some nice guitars on it, nice vocal as well. Coming Close to the Day, the title track, got one of the best guitar solos on this album. It's an absolutely killer track as well. Then we have my favourite track on this one, and it's called Ghosts. It's some great drumming from Chris again, and it's just one of those melodic blues tracks. Absolutely stunning track. Tide of Confusion comes next. You've got a little bit of rhythm guitar on there from Robin and a nice vocal. It's hard to believe this is only 2 people actually have made this album. The Perfect Wrong, love that heavy riff. It's quite my second favourite track on here. It's quite a heavy track. Nice guitar solo on it as well. Little Girl Blue, slow blues song. It's got a great drum beat from Chris on that. Someone of Great Renown. I'm not keen on Robin's vocal on this. It's a little bit groggy, but musically it sounds great. Lonesome Road, what a fantastic bass line from Robin on this. I love how he plays around his own bass line on the guitar. Excellent. Tell Me, classic blues here, a little bit of a solo straight at the start. Another excellent drumming performance from Chris. Don't Ever Change, which is a lovely slow bluesy song with some great guitar work from Robin. And then we got Take Me With You to end the album. Just great track to end the album. You crank it up, it's got a good little beat to it. This is a really good album considering there's just the 2 of them. You wouldn't know. Robin's an all-round guitar player, so I'm going to give this one an RTO ranking of 7.5. Okay, coming in at number 12, we go to the year of 2017 for Time and Emotion. On here we've got, of course, Robin, who plays bass and vocals and guitar. Chris Taggart on the drums. Also playing a bit of bass and keyboards is the one and only Mr. Livingston Brown. So the first track on this one is called The Land of Plenty. Fine vocals here, some great bass line. I don't know if it's Livingston or Robin, but it sounds pretty good. What Was I Really Worth to You? Robin's vocals are a little bit on the wayward side. I struggled with a few notes, but the guitar playing is just superb. Then we have my favourite track on this one, and it's called I'm Gone. It's a really great vocal from Robin. Some great drums here from Chris. Superb little track. So I need 2 minutes 52, but it's a corker. Bitten by the Snake. I think this is Livingston Brown on the bass. It's got his trademark sound. Great guitar work from Robin on that one as well. Returned in Kind, very melodic. It's got a great drum beat from Chris again. It's just an all-round team effort on this track. If You Believe Me comes next. Little bit different. It's not as bluesy, but it's more rocky, sort of melodic. It's pretty good though. I like it. You're the One, a little bit of wah wah on here in the guitar solo, and it's absolutely brilliant. Can't Turn Back the Clock. I love it when you go straight into a guitar solo, and a bluesy one at that. Absolutely brilliant track. Make Up Your Mind. It's got another great guitar solo on it. Chris's drumming on this is superb as well. Try Love. I like the chunky bass line here. It's really got a chunk to it. It's good stuff. The Time and Emotion, very solid from Robin. It's the last track. Very solid album. Love the tones on this one. And this is one of the best of the latter albums. So I'm going to give this a RTO ranking of 7.6. Now, coming in at number 11 is an album from 2023, and it's called Joyful Sky. Now, on here we've got Chris, of course, on drums, guitar and bass, Robin, Adrian Gautry on the bass, and vocals is a singer called Sari Shaw. She's a real score. She's a really good singer, and the first track on here is called Burn. Wonderful bluesy playing, but it's the vocal from Sari that's excellent track. I'll Be Moving On. I like the little bit of keyboard on it. It gives it an extra depth from Adrian. A fine vocal from Sari again. Terrific track. The Distance. Bass from Robin on here is superb. The guitar tones are good. It's an excellent vocal as ever from Sari. Peace of Mind, another killer solo on here from Robin, just absolutely top draw. Change It, great drumming here from Chris, really gets that beat going, absolutely killer track. Joyful Sky, the title track, brilliant track. I'd say it's one of the best vocals from Sari on the album. What a fine voice she has got. Need For You, the guitar work all round from Robin on this is terrific. The bass line is good, the guitar is good, the percussion's good. It's a really good track. But my favourite track on here is The Circle Is Complete. It is the best vocal here from Sari. Get some solid drumming here from Chris. The guitar work is just top notch. Excellent track. Flattered to Deceive, Sari on fire. Robin's bass line drives the song along. Very, very good. And the last track is called I Will Always Be Your Shelter. Another stunning vocal from this young lady called Sari, and I love Chris's drumming. Great track to end the album. Great album. Sari, a great singer. Great that he brought her in, and I'm going to give this one an RTO ranking of 7.7. So we move into top 10 now, and this was tough because these are all excellent albums. So coming at number 10, we've got the Styx album from 1978, and it's Caravan to Midnight. This features James Dewar on the vocals, Robin Trower on the guitar, Rusty Allen on the bass, and Bill Lorden on the drums, with Paulino da Costa doing some percussion as well. First track on here is My Love, Burning Love. Great track. I love that bass line from Rusty. A brilliant vocal from James, and you've got this extra percussion from Paulino. Very, very good. The title track, which is a classic, Caravan from Midnight. I love Robin's guitars on this. Absolutely stunning. It's one of the best tracks they ever did. I'm Out to Get You. Bill's drumming is fantastic on this. I think it's got a bit of a funky bass line from Rusty, and it works well. Lost in Love, one of my favourite vocals from James Dewar. It's a fantastic track. But my favourite track on here is Fall. It's one of the most soulful tracks that the Robin Trower Band ever did of this era. It's got a bluesy feel to it and a fantastic guitar solo. It's all for you. Nice bass line from Rusty. It's a great little group track. Everyone's having a good time. Great vocals. Birthday Boy. It's a nice vocal between Robin and James on this. They sort of complement each other on that one. King of the Dance, another solid track. Got some great playing on that one, especially from Robin and then my last track, Sail On, one of my favourite tracks on here. It's got some great drumming from Bill and another fantastic solo from Robin. Pretty solid from one of the classic lineups of the Robin Trower Band. It's a bit funky in places, which is okay, so I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 7.8. Okay then, coming in at number 9, we go to the year 2000 and an album called Go My Way. On here we've got Robin Trower on guitar and bass. We have Stevie Bacon on drums and percussion, Paul Page on the keyboards, Richard Watts again on the vocals and keyboards. First track is the title track. Once again, Robin doing the bass and guitar duties, very good, and another fine vocal from Richard Watts, and I do like his style of singing. But then we have Breathless, lovely effects on the guitars on this one. Stevie's drumming's pretty good, one of the best tracks on the album. Into Dust, gentle, soulful, bluesy, some great drumming here. It's very gentle and a wonderful piece of guitar work from Robin. Up next is Run with the Wolves. It's a bit tinny on this, which is a shame. It doesn't sound right. It's a great vocal from Richard, but the rest of it, the mix is not very good, I don't think. My favourite track, though, is Touch Much Joy. Probably the best drumming from Stevie on this. The Richard's vocals are great, and then you've got Robin doing a little bit of backing vocals, and it's got a great solo on it. It's a fantastic song. Blues for Soul. The vocals are on here are fantastic from Richard. Some great drumming here on this one as well. This Old World, quite heavy for this album. It's got a real meaty riff on it and a stunning bass line to accompany it. On Your Own, after the heaviness of that previous track, we've got this mellow track that's just finds Robin doing some wonderful little delicate guitar bits with a fine vocal again. Take This River, a really nice work from Robin on here, both on the bass and the guitar. Long Hard Game, very soulful, another great rock vocal from Richard. And the last track is In My Dream, slow blues track, wonderful playing by everybody on this. While I say this, Robin Trower, regardless of who he's got playing on the albums, always puts a brilliant album out. Some great tracks on here. One of the very underrated Robin Trower Band albums. Great performance from Richard Watts. So I'm going to give this one an RTO ranking of 8 out of 10. Okay then, coming in at number 8. This is from 1983, and it was the last album that James Dewar sang on, and it's called Back It Up. So we've got Robin on the guitar. James goes back, does some bass and vocals, of course. Dave Bronze is on here doing some bass as well, and drums are done by Alan Clark and Bob Clouter. So the first track is Back It Up. Great little groovy bass line on here. It's done by James, along with that great vocal from his. It's an excellent track. Up next, River. Good track. Love Robin's riffs on this. Got a great bass from Dave Bronze, and the drums on this is done by Bob. Very southern rock, this track. Excellent track. Black to Red. Some great drumming on this. Good rocker with a great vocal from James. Benny Dancer, my favourite track on here. One of my favourites. It's a real bluesy bass line from Dave. Some great drumming on here. I think it's Bob again. And it's just a cool track. Time Is Short, another fine performance by Mr. Dewar on the vocals. It's just a fantastic track. Islands, some great guitar work here from Robin. We've got Alan Clark doing a great drum roll on this one. Excellent. None But Brave, a very funky blues track. I like this track. It's a little bit different. It's co-wrote by Keith Reid, who of course wrote a lot of Procol Harum stuff. Captain Midnight, a great funky track this is. Great vocal from James. I love the funky guitar sound that Robin did on this. Settling the Score. Dominates by Dave Bronze's bass, very solid. And for the vocal from James, the last track it's the last track on the album, but it's absolutely killer vocal from James to end the album. It's a great album, great mixtures of heavy blues and a little bit of funk, and it's a great album for James to sign off on. So I'm going to give this one an RTO ranking of 8.1. Okay, coming at number 7, we've got to 2003 now for the Living Out of Time album. Your band for this one is Robin on the guitars, Dave Bronze on the bass, Pete Thompson on the drums, and Davey Patterson doing the vocals. First track, What's Your Name? Great. Dave Bronze bass line drives the song along. Pete Thompson, as ever's got that solid bass, some great guitars, and a great vocal, of course, from Davey Patterson. Excellent track. Step Into the Sun. Good track again. It belongs to the engine room of this lineup of the band. Dave Bronze, Pete Thompson, very solid, very tight, excellent track. Another Time, Another Place. I love this low bluesy sound. The vocal from Davey is great. Really nice song. Sweet Angel. So many of Dave Bronze's bass lines on this are terrific, and then you got this lovely drumming with that hi-hat from Pete as well. Please Tell Me, my favourite track on this one, reminds me so much of Jimi Hendrix style playing with that effects on the guitar. That's probably why it's my favourite track on the album. One Less Victory, a gentle melodic track now, a little bit of blues and soul in there. It's a fantastic vocal from Davey. Ain't Gonna Write, some intricate bit of bass on here. It's very good, and I like the drumming that sort of fits round that great bass line. Living Out of Time, another heavy track, great rocky riffs from Robin, very solid track. The Pass United, I just love these sort of slow melodic blues tracks, and this is one of them. Just Robin still amazing on the guitar in the 21st century. You Still Come Back to Me, another one with a really meaty riff from Robin. I like the little bit of feedback on it as well. It's quite cool, adds a little bit of atmosphere to it. The last track is called I Want to Take You With Me. My second favourite track. I love the atmospherics on this, the bluesy guitar and a fine performance by Davey. This is the best album from Robin Trower of the 21st century, without a doubt. It's got a mixture of different sounds. You've got pure blues, a little bit of southern rock performed in there, and I think this is a great album, so I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 8.2. Okay, coming in at number 6, from 1980, we have got Victims of the Fury. This was the last album to feature Robin Trower, James Dewar, and the Bill Lorden lineup. So the first track is a classic from Robin Trower Band, Jack and Jill. Great. It's just a brilliant track, isn't it? It's just got a groovy bass line from James. Some great guitar work. It's just got a great beat to it. Excellent track. Roads to Freedom, another really good track. The drumming from Bill on this is brilliant. You got the vocals going between Robin and James as well. Victims of the Fury, the title track. Great tempo, just that great bass line from James that really leads the track along. The Ring, my favourite track on here. Again, we got these lovely effects from Robin. I love that little drum roll with Bill at the beginning. It's a great rocking track. Up next is Only Time. Lots of great riffs from Robin on here. This is a great solid track. Into the Flame. One of James's finest vocals on the album, and the guitar effects that Robin uses are absolutely brilliant. The Shout, just a very consistent rock track. Everyone plays well on here. Some real heavy drums there from Bill as well. Madhouse, Jim Bill's doing the drumming on this as good as well. It's got a catchy riff, really brilliant. Then we have Ready for the Taking, a classic 3-piece band sound, some great bass, some really good meaty riffs, some solid drumming. You just cannot dislike tracks like that. And the last track on here is Fly Low, another fine performance on the drums from Bill, and some intricate little guitar bits. It's a great track for in this album. Great track for this, and a very consistent, and I love this album, and it's just a great album for this lineup of the band to finish, and I'm going to give it an RTO ranking of 8.3. Okay, coming in at number 5. Now this is his 13th album from 1994, and it's called 20th Century Blues. Robin Trower on guitars, Livingston Brown on the bass, vocals and keyboards, and May Yuru on drums. So it opens up with a track called the 20th Century Blues. What an opening track. This drummer, whatever it May Yuru, brilliant stuff. Got the classic Livingston vocal. What a track to open up this album. Prisoner of Love, some stunning guitar effects on the guitars from Robin. Great vocal from this in Livingston. He is such a great blues singer. Precious Gifts, classic melodic blues here. That gravelly voice from Livingston is perfect, and some super licks on the guitar from Robin. Whisper, Up a Storm. Some great drumming here from May Yu. Brilliant stuff. And then we have another version of Extermination Blues, and this is a great version. One of my favourite tracks on here. Great bass line. I've always liked this track. There's about 3 versions of this. Probably the best one. Step Into the Dark. Definitely my favourite track on here. It's got so much wah-wah. Really love this track. Rise Up Like the Sun. It's got very Jimi Hendrix style of playing. You know, absolutely brilliant track. Secret Place comes next. Second favourite track on here. It's really what it's got, that slow melodic beat to it. Chase the Bone. I love this style of blues. It's the bass line that really dominates it. Very, very good. Promise You the Stars. Again, we've got great vocal from Livingston, followed up with a wonderful bass line, and just Robin fits round it wonderfully, so does Mayu on the drums. Don't Lose Faith in Tomorrow. The combination of the bass and guitar on this works so well. They seem to be, they're not in sync as such, but they just work well together. Very good track. Then we have a cover of a Lowell Fulson song, Reconsider Baby. It's a great version of it, and the vocal from Livingston on it is absolutely superb. I need a drink before I tell you about it. Okay, I think this is a very underrated album from the 90s, and it is the best album from the 90s from Robin. It's just a great blues album all the way through. So I'm going to give it an RTO ranking of 8.4. Okay, the top 4, we are now moving into the creme de la creme of Robin Trower Band. So, coming in at number 4 is the first solo album from Robin Trower Band, released in '73, and it's called Twice Removed from Yesterday. So, Robin does the guitar and does a little bit of singing on Twice Removed Yesterday. James Dewar is on the bass, and the drummer is Reg Isidore, and Matthew Fisher on the organ. So the first track on here is a brilliant track, co-wrote by Frankie Miller and Robin Trower. I Can't Wait Much Longer. Probably one of my favourite opening riffs of any Robin Trower song. Brilliant. The vocal is superb from James, and a brilliant piece of drumming from Reg as ever. Then we got Daydream, which is a classic 3-piece blues band sound, plus with that little bit of organ from Matthew Fisher, just really drags it into into the fold. It really adds to it. It's a wonderful piece of music and a great track. My favourite track on here is a thing called Hannah. This has got a great bit of keyboards from Matthew at the beginning, and then it's Reggie's drumming that really is the best on this. Absolutely one of my favourite tracks ever by whatever lineup of the Robin Trower Band. Man of the World. This has got this native North American Indian feel to it in Reggie's drumming. Really gives it excellent track. It's a really good track. I can't stand it. Second favourite track on here. It's a great little rocker. The riffs are heavy. Some great drumming from Reg and a brilliant vocal from James. Then we have a classic blues song written by B.B. King, Rock Me Baby, and it is brilliant. It's a great song, but James sings it brilliantly. The title track, Twice Removed Yesterday. The highlight of this is Reg's drumming. And that great bass line, and the vocals between James and Robin are so good. Up next is Sinner's Song. A great guitar solo on this, absolutely top drawer, that's why I like it. Drumming from Reg on this album is superb. Ballerina, very gentle, some nice gentle drumming from Reg this time. Matthew's little bit of keyboard in the background is really nice, and it keeps the song going. A really nice song and a great track to end the album. I think this is forgotten about because of the next album. Everyone forgets this album. It's got some great tracks on it. It's a great debut album, and I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 8.5. Okay, coming in at number 3, the fourth album from 1976, Long Misty Days. The band for this one is everyone says this is the classic lineup. Robin Trower guitar, James Stewart bass, and Bill Norden on the drums. First track on here is Same Rain Falls, a classic song from this lineup. I love this. Bill's drumming has always been terrific. Wonderful track. My favourite track, and definitely probably top 5 tracks by the Robin Trower Band, Long Misty Days. A fantastic vocal, some super drumming from Bill, and throw in some great little licks from Robin, and you've got an absolute belter. Hold Me, another of my favourite songs by Robin Trower Band. It's got one of my favourite vocals from James as well. Up next is Caledonia. The interplay here between Robin and Bill is brilliant. They seem to play off each other really well, and that's what makes it a great track. Up next is Pride. It's got a funky groove to this. The great bass from James, brilliant. And then we have a cover of the written by the Sutherland Brothers. It's Sailing. Obviously, Rod Stewart had a big hit for this, but this is a little bit different. It's a more up-tempo version. I mean, it's very similar to the Sunderland Brothers version, and I don't mind this song at all, and I like this version. Up next is SMO. Classic drumming here from Bill. Some great guitar work from Robin. He uses the effects pedals to such efficiency here. I Can't Live Without You. A nice bluesy little slow number. The interplay on the bass guitar is wonderful. Co-written by Frankie Miller. And the last track on this one, Messin' the Blues. It's got a little bit of maracas on it, which adds to it. It's a great bluesy track. I love this album, top to bottom, great tracks. Everyone is solid. So was the lineup. And they never put out a bad album in this lineup. So I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 8.6. Okay, coming in at number 2, we got the third album from 1975, and it's For Earth Below. Robin, James and Bill. First track, Shame the Devil, another great opening track. What riffs on this? Another stunning vocal from James. It's Only Money, another song that would definitely get in my top 10 of Robin Trower songs. The vocal from James is brilliant. Throw in some great little licks from Robin and his backing vocals. It's a terrific track. Confessing Midnight, that opening riff is built up, and the tambourine, I don't know who's playing it, but it's probably Bill. It just really adds to it. It's an excellent track all round, one of my favourites on the album. Fine Day, probably one of the best drums from Bill. It's a great vocal from James as well. It's just an absolute solid track. Alethina, in the vein of A Fine Day, another great performance from Bill on the drums. Unbelievable stuff. A Tale Untold. There's some great hi-hat cymbal on this from Bill. The solo from Robin on it is just top drawer again. Then we have Gonna Be More Suspicious with a fantastic riff and solo from Robin. I love that track, but my favourite track is the last track, For Earth Below. There's just something about it. Bill's drumming on this. He changes the tempo from quite fast to a slow, takes it back up. And I think it's the finest vocal from James on the album. It's just a great track. A follow-up to an absolute blinding album, it's always difficult, but I think they delivered this. This is as good as the last album, and I'm going to give it an RTO ranking of 8.8. But my number one, and I think a lot of people will know what my number one is. I did feature it in a classic album when I did classic albums. It's the second album from '74, and it's just the magnificent Bridge of Sighs. This is Robin, James and Reg. The first track, what an opening track The Day of the Eagle is. The bass line from James just rocks. It's a great guitar solo from James. It's that great classic three-piece blues band. What a track. And then my favourite track, we mentioned it last week when they re-recorded it. It's good, but the best version, of course, is the original, The Bridge of Sighs. This is a slow, melodic track. The guitar on it from Robin is just sublime. Absolutely brilliant. My favourite song ever. I love it. Can't get enough of that song. In This Place, another sterling track. Reggie's drumming is just top drawer. Great vocals as well. Delicate bits of guitar from Robin this time. The Fool and Me. This starts off with a great guitar lick from Robin. When Reg comes in with the bass, followed by James, it just turns into this brilliant little track. To Rolling Stone. I love this. That beat from Reg is terrific. It's very solid. You get the bass coming in, and then Robin keeps putting these little bits of guitar with that little bit of funk sound to it as well. Excellent track. About to Begin, one of the gentler tracks on here. It's a fine vocal performance from James. I think it's a really strong track, one of their best slowy type tracks. Lady Love, a little bit of cowbell in here from Reg, and I love the cowbell. It really builds up, and it's a great rocker, one of the best rockers on the album. And the last track, a little bit of symphony, another of my favourite tracks. It's that guitar at the beginning, the drumming, and another brilliant solo. It's just that classic three-piece band track. This is just a brilliant album. From top to bottom, not a bad track on it. I think it's a shame this lineup didn't make any more albums, because they're absolutely brilliant. Reggie's drumming on this is just fantastic. James, as vocals, is probably the best he did, I think. And I think it's still got some of Robin's best guitar work he ever did through his career. So I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 9 out of 10. So there we go. We've done Robin Trower. Absolutely brilliant. I know there's one or two other bits from Robin that other people would like me to rank, and yes, we will do them at some stage. Okay, we have got an extra today. We've got a birthday top 10. So that's coming up very soon when I've finished my coffee and sorted out his nibs, because he's got a very special day as well today. And we'll be back to do... Now, Hugh Scott, we've done his birthday, but he sent me every member of his family. And today we're going to do his mum. It's her birthday today, so we're going to count down her birthday top 10. So join me for that later. Bye for now.